Hi there, Lance Getch here, Southeast Iowa agronomist for DeKalb Agro, and I've been looking at a lot of corn and soybeans over the last few weeks, and what we've been seeing happen pretty quickly is those roots on the corn have been, the nodal roots have really been taken over and getting out there and grabbing that nitrogen. So you're really starting to see the corn change from a little bit of that yellowish color over to a darker green. Most of the corn that we're seeing now is sitting between that V3 up to vegetative stage V6, with most of it in that V5 to V6 range. A lot of guys have been finishing up their post-herbicide applications on corn and now switching over to post-herbicide applications for soybeans. And on the soybean side, the majority of our soybeans are sitting, I would say, around that V2, vegetative stage 2, or V3 for 3 trifoliates. But in areas in the furthest southern part of the state where we had a lot of rain for a long period of time and some replant, we're seeing soybeans just starting to emerge. And then there's some guys out there that are still finishing up on some soybean planting. But soybeans have been emerging really fast if they've been planted lately. I heard of some guys that planted just a couple days ago, and they saw emergence within just 36 hours. Other than that, for the most part, things have been looking really good. We could use another shot of rain, actually, across most of southeast Iowa. We're starting to see that ground harden up pretty solid on the top, creating a little bit of a crust layer and a lot of cracking. And we're seeing some of those leaves, especially on the corn, start to roll up to protect themselves from losing some of that water. But other than that, things have been looking really, really good. And one last thing I'd mention is that I'm seeing a little bit of insect pressure, primarily from wireworm. So what I'd recommend is when you're out there looking on your fields, if you're going out there and finding any gaps or spaces in your corn row, dig into that soil and try to identify what's going on, because you might have some insect pressure. And if you identify the species of what is causing that issue, you can maybe prevent that from happening again on your farm. And that might be as easy as applying an insecticide or increasing your seed treatment rate from maybe a 250 up to a 500, or from a 500 up to a 1250. So that's what I have for you down here in southeast Iowa. So you guys will hear from me again next time.